Hello everyone. In this video, I will be discussing difference between analog and digital signal. What is signal? A signal carries information from one device to another. In electrical engineering, a signal is a fundamental quantity of representing information. In other way, mathematically we can say it is function that conveys information. There are mainly two types of signals. They are analog and digital. So what is analog signal? An analog signal is a continuous signal and it changes over a time. A sine wave represents this signal where amplitude, time period and frequency are some factors to describe its behavior. It is difficult to analyze an analog signal because it contains a huge number of values and it contains negative as well as positive values. A common example for this signal is the human voice. And this is a representation of analog signal. What is a digital signal? A digital signal is a discontinuous and a discrete time signal, and you can represent by using square wave. It represents information in the form of binary, which is ones and zeros. The 1 represents the logic high signal and 0 represents the logic low signal. And these signals don't have any negative values like in analog signal. Digital phones, computers and other electronic devices uses these digital signals. And these are the representation of digital signal. And if we consider the digital signal, it has some advantages over analog signal. For example, it is difficult to do long distance communication using analog signal because of the signal distortion and interference. So digital signals are greater solution for this issue because digital signals are less prone to distortion. Therefore, in many applications, the analog signals are converted to digital for clear and accurate communication. Next, what is the difference between analog signal and digital signal? An analog signal is a continuous signal that changes over a time period, and a digital signal is a discrete signal that carries information in the form of binary. Analog signal difficult to analyze because it has more number of values and it is a continuous signal. Digital signal, it is easier to analyze because it has only two values, either 0 or 1. And analog signal represented by a sine wave and digital signal represented by using square wave. Analog signal contains a huge number of values that can be either positive or negative. And digital signal have only two values, either 0 or 1. Analog signal has more tendency to get distorted and digital signal has a less tendency to get distorted. Analog signal stores data in a form of wave signal, so it requires an infinite memory. But digital signals stores data in the form of bits or binaries, hence it requires less amount of memory. Examples for analog signals are human speech, instantaneous voltage and current are few examples of analog signals. And for digital signal, signals in computer, optical drivers and digital phones. So these are the examples for digital signal. And these are some difference between analog signal and digital signal. Summary of this topic, that is analog signal versus digital signal. The difference between analog signal and digital signal is that an analog signal is a continuous time signal while a digital signal is a discrete time signal. And digital signals are more reliable and have a fast rate of transmission than the analog signals. So this is all about the analog signal and digital signal.